back once again.
Damn,
Remaining
son.
consistent. True to the triangle offense. The only reason I'm mentioning that is because the Lakers are playing right now, and I'm watching
Phil,
it.
Phil Jackson.
Shout out to the Lakers.
You know what that shit reminds me of all the time. One of the only good scenes in the Suicide Squad movie of Will Smith's Deadshot, talking about that shit. He was
Oh,
like, "You ever heard of a pep talk? You ever heard of Phil Jackson? Triangle, bitch." That's all I can remember.
yeah, but what's good, guys? It is the Brown Steve Jobs mixed with Steve Austin, aka your host Norin Rad, aka Ozymandias, here joined on HD clear audio streams by the Gustoso from the Lost Borough, Clown Prince. And unfortunately, Magneto could not join us for bending metal reasons. And
Zoom
Zoom
is stuck in the Speed Force.
is stuck in the Speed Force, I guess. But I'm not going to tell y'all where he's at this week. He has to keep that private.
Montreal.
But yeah, you're chilling with villains, and we're back today to discuss a few things that dropped, some news, and Clown Prince is going to run point today. So take it away, my guy.
Damn. I low key love running point for some reason.
Of course, dude. You've been putting up some numbers lately.
Triple doubles. Feel me? Um, well, first and foremost, let's discuss a little bit about um Justice League Dark. So Bad Robot, for those that don't know Bad Robot, it is JJ Abrams production company. If you don't know who JJ Abrams is, he directed The Rise of Skywalker, which many of you might have hated, which many of you might have loved. Either way, it hit 1 billion. You're tight. Um, and and he also directed one where majority rules on the favoritism.
Yeah,
The Force
Force Awakens.
Awakens.
Yeah, he also
Yes.
directed Star Trek. He also directed what else did J.J. Abrams direct? He also directed Super 8. That's a sleeper hit.
Ooh, that was JJ.
Yeah, that was J.J. I really like that. He
Nice. Good for
basically
him.
he basically is the master of the, I guess, the mystery box, which is like, if you guys are interested in looking it up, um he comes up with this concept for when he's writing stuff. So the mystery box is basically a, how do I put this? It's weird because he was an executive producer on the show Lost,
Mm,
and there was this plot line in the show of the hatch, which was this like door in the ground. And I guess I never saw Lost, like I didn't care to watch it, but this was like a big deal on the show, like the hatch, like people
hold
wanted to,
on.
what
I'm so sorry to cut you off,
was up.
but Lost is something he created with Damon Lindelof.
Oh, look
Jesus,
at
I
that.
am watching this show.
Yeah, but it had a
I
really, it had.
absolutely need to
I'm
watch the
telling you right
show.
now, it had a really disappointing ending. Like, just
How
telling
you
you.
know if you ain't watch it?
Because like all right, I didn't watch every episode, but I did. I basically, because my brother like binged it. So this was years ago.
Uh-huh.
He binged it, and like I would just check in on what episode he's watching and stuff, and like the concept is great. Like the concept is really cool and stuff. It had really cool moments. Cause I'm just like basically basing this off of his reaction to certain episodes and all that, and
Right.
and the end, and he basically said like it felt like Dexter. Dexter was a great show up until the end, where the writing got lazy and it got kind of weird. Like it was just like, okay, so this was the point of all this. So the reason I mentioned Lost is because he started that theory of, like that weird plot line of the hatch, like, and it's basically the mystery box, which is you don't know what it is, what its ties are to the story, and
Mm-hmm.
he's kind of carried that out in some of his films. Like for example, in Super 8, he kind of did that with kind of in Super 8 and Cloverfield, we're kind of showing you what's going on without actually revealing all of it. Like for example, in Cloverfield, the majority, the entire film was all handheld, like camera and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You barely got to look at the monster in the Cloverfield, And then in Super 8, you barely got to look at the alien in Super 8. Sorry to spoil that for you, but whatever.
Damn,
But
bro. Now I'm not watching it.
that shit came
Now
out
I'm just
like
not watching it.
12 years ago.
Nah, it's but did I watch it? No. So it's a spoiler. But I had asked you a question before we started the show where so back to why we brought up JJ in the first place.
Yeah.
So his production company, Bad Robot, signed a new deal with Warner Media, and they are going to produce films and TV projects based on DC's Justice League Dark. So we're talking, Constantine and Zatanna or Zatanna, however you would like to pronounce it, Swamp Thing. So like these types of characters who I feel a lot of people really enjoy. Like I didn't realize how many people thoroughly enjoy Justice League Dark and some of the storylines that they have. But so his production company is developing these films, and now I had asked you, do you think JJ will go on to produce a film or a show? And you told me no, but you do think for majority he will be producing. And
Yeah.
I'm over here on IMDb right now. Shout out to IMDb. Even
This
though
is
yeah, I
not
don't
a
need the shout out.
Yeah, this is
Right.
not an ad.
Yeah, I don't need the shout out, but shout to y'all. Wow. Shout out to y'all anyway. So he's produced a lot more than he's directed or written. So clearly that seems to be his strong suit.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's why you said what you said when you were like, he'll probably produce more than he will direct.
Yeah, man. That's my guy.
And that's what I was gonna say. I'm like, you, not that you have a bias toward him, but you've always praised him. So do you think these movies with him behind, kind of just operating behind everything, you think they'll be successful?
I think I have the utmost faith in him because he specializes in the weird. He's kind of like a more polished James Gunn. Not
Right.
on not on the comedy side, but on the concept side. Like
You know why that's so funny you just said that? Because I
why?
know you're not on the Instagram chat, or like you are, but you're not really involved in
Yeah.
Instagram anymore. Brian said the same thing. He not that he said the same thing. Look, he got James Gunn and JJ confused. So
Uh,
when I had sent it in the chat, he was like, "Oh, this is perfect for him." And Mark was like, "Why is that?" And Brian goes, "Well, because he did Guardians, and it's a group of people that people don't care about." And I'm like, "Oh, you're thinking of James Gunn, my guy," but still, nonetheless, JJ is a great suit for this.
yeah, yeah, for real.
So
Because
it's funny you mentioned that.
yeah, he can handle the weird stuff. Like come on, man. He made Star Trek cool. And
Right.
I'm gonna get the gun ready for this.
Uh-oh.
Hold on, let me get some bullets together. Uh, Hold on. And so what I mean to say by that is that to anybody listening who is a Star Trek fan prior to the movies, that shit is garbage. Let the shots off there. Let me pass the chopper back
Is
now.
it there's a new one coming out, right? With my guy Patrick Stewart coming back,
That's a
reprising his
show.
role.
There's a show on CBS, I think. It's called Picard.
His old ass.
But yeah, shout out to Sir Patrick Stewart. And but yeah, like the old Star Trek stuff is all garbage to me. Super dated.
Damn.
Don't care about
Damn.
it. But um I do love what JJ did with the new Star Trek series. He made it fresh. He made it fun. He made the characters likable. He made the characters memorable. Fucking Zoe Saldana was in that too. Like so,
Yo, I feel like she just finds her way into
into
every
anything sci-fi, bro. She's just like, oh, she's the sci-fi queen. She's the sci-fi
Na-
queen.
like what? But
Yeah,
yeah,
she's a
sure.
beast in that, and I think JJ did he did one of the Star Treks or two of them. I don't remember,
Hmm.
but he did the first one for sure. He was executive producer on Into the Darkness, and on Star Trek Beyond. Justin Lin directed that, I believe. Who he did Fast and Furious. I know that shit was really good. That shit was
Hmm.
I had a blast watching that. But yeah, JJ is a great pick for this. DC looks like they've been cooking up a lot behind the scenes.
Honestly, man, like Warner Brothers really has been, getting this shit together. They want to create this universe. No matter how fucked up and unconnected it is, it's still content that people want to see. And they're on their high horse right now, especially even though you say what you want about the CW, they did what they did with that. We talked about that in our last
Yeah, they did
podcast.
something that's
and
never been done before. So
and right, and then the success of Joker, which was complete. They probably were as surprised as everyone else was that shit hit
yeah,
a billion, like over a bill. But um, just touching up on JJ, last few thoughts for me is, I think if and I feel Warner Brothers knows better than anyone. Just let whoever is directing or the creator, let him have creative freedom. And I think if they give him that, I don't
see,
see
that
why not.
is, I don't know. I'm iffy on that, considering. All right, the like I mentioned this. Anytime there's a successful movie that just breaks the bank,
Mhm.
breaks the bank in a good way, not a bad way. Because I know usually breaking the bank. Wait, hold on. I'm sorry. Let me just do a round of applause. Because the Lakers won. Yeah, let's go. Let's go. But yeah, back to this. So,
Okay.
Joker. The budget for Joker was what, like 40 million?
Um, I can look that up for you
Yeah.
right
While you
now.
look that up, yeah. So, the smaller the budget, the easier it is to let the less of a risk it is, like moving forward with production and marketing and stuff. Because like Joker was a small film with big results clearly.
Mhm.
And I mean small film not in terms of its importance or anything or its impact. I mean in terms of production. Like there was not it was not a giant budget film. It was not Endgame. It was not any of these big blockbuster films that get a shitload of money put behind them.
It was 55 mil.
Look at that. And that's not even including marketing. So I guess you could say around seven, like maybe 60, 75 mil that was spent on that. And they got back a billion. That is an amazing turnaround. But again, the lesser the budget, the more creative freedom you have, which is why Deadpool works, which is why Deadpool 2 works, which is why Shazam worked.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like
Yeah.
it varies, man. And depending on what JJ pitched to them, will I guess depend on how much creative freedom he has going forward, because like let's keep it real. Like Warner Brothers, like I don't have that much trust in them when it comes to big production stuff.
Mhm.
I'm talking about in the 250 million range, because I'm not counting Shazam in this, because Shazam was a low budget film.
It was. And people keep mistaking like, "Oh, it didn't do well in the box office." Like, yes
Yes,
it
it
did.
did.
It didn't. You're looking at is, "Oh, it didn't hit a bill so it did bad." Like, no. Like if it has a turnaround that it profits from it and it's getting a sequel, that means it did good. Like, people, studios aren't gonna just demand a sequel if the movie didn't profit.
Yeah, yeah,
That
for
just
sure.
makes zero sense. So, but no, I definitely see where your point is on that. And because he was rumored, I know JJ was rumored for a Superman movie, but I think
He will
I know that
smoke that shit,
he
bro.
would.
He will
But I heard
smoke
I
it.
heard that him and Zach are I want to say close friends, but I heard that they have a mutual respect and a mutual friendship.
Yeah.
So I feel like he's having like a bro code moment where he's like, you know what? Maybe I won't touch this because this is still yours. And not even that. It could just be, hey, Warner Brothers like, hey, we have something planned already.
Yeah, maybe.
That doesn't require, you, but hey, how about this Justice League Dark?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I think
you know,
that JJ, yeah, he's a great choice for anything weird in sci-fi or in the fantasy realm or whatever. Like he just gets it. That's like, if you guys are unsure about this, just I know we're not the most trustworthy of opinion holders, but trust my judgment at least. This is an Ozymandias take. Like JJ is that guy for it, because like
yeah,
just look at all his I guess the script leaks that I don't care about, to be honest.
Oh, the
for
Rise of Skywalkers.
yeah, with like all the plot points and stuff that he had planned and all that.
Hashtag release the JJ cut
Yeah, like it doesn't
on
matter.
Disney Plus.
It
Right,
doesn't
but
matter.
man, shout out to him. Shout out to Warner Brothers. Shout out to Justice League Dark. Let's see what's up.
Yeah.
Um, well, since we are in the Star Wars category, we could discuss. I know both you and I don't really. I haven't watched Clone Wars yet, but I will now. Just because the trailer I saw for season 7, which is the final season of the
Damn,
Clone Wars,
7 seasons.
yeah,
Jesus,
looks dope.
I
It
gotta
looks
catch up.
fire, and it is on Disney Plus for those wondering. All the seasons. So if you want to catch up before the last season comes out, you can do that. It will start streaming February 21st. We won't go into too much detail because both Ariel and I are kind of a little bit clueless when it comes to this right now.
For real. Shout out to Magneto who would have been like, "Yo, what the fuck?"
Yo, he would have been killing it. My son Brian would have been killing it right now. He'd be like, "What? No, 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 no. The rest of the podcast dedicated to this." But on Disney Plus as well, She-Hulk series is eyeing to begin filming in July in Atlanta, hot Atlanta, with the Migos. The Migos
Atlanta.
are scheduled to make a cameo in the first couple of episodes.
Yo, shut up, nigga. What the fuck?
That's just a rumor. Uh,
Look at the Migos. You heard it here first.
Yo, if that happens, bro, I want money. I want some sort of compensation from Disney Plus for
For
that.
calling it.
For
Nah,
calling it.
but like, is there anything? Who is attached to this project though? Like, is there any? Like, I know they're gonna start filming, but like, what? What?
Bro, I haven't heard. How are we going to start filming in July and we don't even have casting yet? Nobody is casted. There's no director. There's no producer. There's absolutely nada.
I mean, the only, I guess, legitimate, valid producer is Kevin, but that's about it. Kevin Feige's he's the only one
Yo,
developing the show.
they're like, Kevin, do you have any plans yet for this? He's like, oh shit. He's
Oh, that
like,
was supposed to
oh.
come out. Damn, I
He's like,
forgot.
damn. He's like, yeah, we gotta postpone this. Can y'all like make an announcement? Cause I don't have shit. Yo, Kevin's about to direct, produce, write, and star in this shit. Hello?
No, I'm here. I'm here.
Oh, yo, because I be losing connections
Yeah,
sometimes,
my
big
bad,
bro.
my bad.
You can't be doing that. You can't be scaring me. I'm like, I was about to throw everything away. The headphone, the mic, the
Erase
laptop,
the
all that was gonna
docket.
be gone. Erase everything. Like the timeline erased everything.
Nah, but yeah, like I mean, sometimes TV shows work like that. They keep a lot of shit under wraps. Cause remember, guys, let me just keep because I'm the Marvel correspondent here. So every TV show that you see on Disney Plus involving an MCU property or character will be involved in films moving forward. So any kind of plot line or character development arc that will be started with She-Hulk, Moon Knight, Miss Marvel, all these shows, it will be touched upon in the films eventually. So look forward to that, and I'm really looking forward to She-Hulk. Not that I'm excited for it, because I'm not excited for anything. Just make it good. So I just think it's interesting because I think that this whole Universal deal, I think that was rumored. Remember the thing about the Hulk that they
Mhm.
got the rights back from Universal.
Right.
Maybe the reason they maybe this has been a plan all along to kind of make the Hulk a bit more involved, even though he works great as a supporting character. Maybe bringing She-Hulk in, maybe again like he could just be the brains, and She-Hulk could be the muscle now, because
So
she's younger than him too.
Mark Ruffalo is She-Hulk confirmed.
No,
Is what you're saying.
no. What I'm saying is that like again, I hope that they keep Mark Ruffalo on as the Hulk, and I mean obviously without dabbing, since that's such a big deal to everybody. And shout out to Zoom, and I just think that he will fit better as a supporting character and as a sort of like just like that OG Avenger that just stuck around. And She Hulk could be that new blood that they bring in to just be a new part of the team that could go out and do shit with them.
Mm-hmm.
So
No,
I just
100%
think
feel that.
is a great draft pick for them. Great draft
Right.
pick.
It's like it's not the number one draft pick,
Yeah,
but
she's
it's
not the
it's a
number one
great.
draft pick. She's not the
I
number one
hear it.
draft pick, but we all know who the number one draft pick is for the MCU. Like for
Mashallah.
Mahershala Ali is the number one draft pick. I'm really looking forward to
Um,
Blade 2.
spe- Speaking of Feige, this man announced. Well, he didn't announce it, but obviously Marvel Television. So we're talking about the shows that aren't on Disney Plus. It's being rebranded as Marvel TV Studios. That is the renamed
Holy
division
shit!
that Marvel is producing for platforms outside of Disney Plus.
So
So,
ABC,
right,
ABC
exactly.
Hulu.
But a lot of the shows got canceled. So that's why I'm a little confused. I thought,
Oh shit! I know what this is going to,
uh-oh, what?
bruh.
Uh-oh, what?
By next year, Marvel MCU can use Daredevil and Punisher and Jessica Jones and Luke Cage again and Iron Fist. I think they're gearing up for that.
That's a good point.
I think
And
that's what.
I 100% would not be upset at that. As and if you're able to keep all the actors that to reprise their roles, even better, you
Yeah,
know?
I mean, there's probably a slim chance of that. I don't know. Who knows?
Right, because I think the only show right now is Agents of Shield, and that's on its last season, I believe.
Oh, like
Because
it's for
like,
sure gonna finish. Like it's done.
yeah, I'm
Okay.
pretty sure I could confirm that, but I know like Runaways and like
Yeah, that's
all
on
those,
Hulu.
yeah, all
And
those
Cloak
other
and
shit got,
Dagger.
yeah, shit's got canceled. So I was like, why? What is the point of this? But now you brought up a good point that
Yeah, I think that
the
could.
point of this could be for that.
Yeah, I think that could be the branch of Marvel that's the more adult side of stuff. Maybe that could help develop stuff for Hulu and all that.
Right. Yeah, I think yeah, season 7 of Agents will be its last season.
Oh, look at that. Well, they
Um
had a great run. I mean, they have a
Hell
pretty
yeah.
extensive fan base as well. So
Hell yeah. I need to get back into that. I keep not that I'm slacking, there's just so many fucking things to watch.
yeah, it's pretty overwhelming.
Um Still sticking with the MCU and whatever they're doing. Today, just recently, about an hour ago, Captain Marvel 2 is officially in the works with WandaVision writer Megan McDonald set to pen the script.
What has
Um
she done before?
let's look at that, shall we? That is a
Yeah,
great question.
because like
Because
I'm looking
WandaVision
at
hasn't come out yet, so we don't know whether
yeah,
that's
yeah. The thing is, like, for now on, we're gonna make sure that you guys are informed as to what you're gonna expect of anything, any project coming forward. So that's why I ask these questions because like it matters. It matters for your perception and for I guess your anticipation for the film because WandaVision is being at least is rumored to be pitched as some sort of fantasy sitcom. So I don't know.
right.
What did this lady do?
Okay, well, it's not tracking well that she is not on IMDb.
Yikes. Yeah, she's a draft pick for real then.
Oh man.
She's a
Does she
draft
got a
pick. She's a real
does she
draft
have
pick.
I mean, I can't tell if this is her. Um Let me see. There's two men. Oh my god, it's such a common name, I guess. There's two of them on IMDb, but one is an actress, so I don't think that's her.
Wait, even on the WandaVision page, it doesn't show her name?
Oh, smart man. Let's do that. Does WandaVision even have an IMDb link?
It
Ah, it
should.
does.
It does? Oh.
That'd be OD if it didn't. Let's see. La la la. But while I'm looking that up, so the directors for the first Captain Marvel, Anna Boden and Ryan Flick, will not return for the sequel, but are in talks to remain in the MCU and possibly direct the Disney Plus series. And on top of that, Marvel Studios is hoping to find a female director for the sequel. So,
Mm.
man, I'm gonna be honest with you. I see a lot of Captain Marvel hate now, and it wasn't like that when the movie came out.
What?
So,
Wait,
like,
are you kidding around?
no, I swear to God.
Nah, dude.
No, I'm saying in terms of I know what you mean because a lot of people were hating on Brie because she's very open in terms of empowering women and not belittling men, but like old white men in Hollywood. It's like, yo, fuck y'all, you know.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure.
So I know that's why a lot of people have the issues. But in terms of the actual movie, I didn't see it getting hate when it first came out, especially because of the post credit scene leading up to Endgame. I feel like now all that hype is gone, and people are just like, "Yo, Captain Marvel was trash." I'm like, "What? Y'all wasn't saying all this before.
Yeah.
At least I didn't hear this type of slander before."
Nah, fam. As soon as she appeared, as soon as she was a guest host on Jimmy Kimmel, all that hate went away.
Like, it's just crazy, man. People switch up
I
like
mean,
crazy.
look. I think that the whoever should direct Captain Marvel 2 should be Patty Jenkins. That's my draft pick. She
Ooh.
she did a great job with Wonder Woman. At least she did a great job with the story scenes, like with the character development scenes, with the action. That was like the only action set piece that I liked in the Wonder Woman film, like if I'm being completely honest, was the trench scene, which was really cool. And the scene where they're in the town and she kicks a dude through a wall and he's totally not dead, which is fine.
Bro, just say you hate DC. It's
Nah,
fine.
nah, I don't hate DC.
I'm joking. We
Nah,
don't got to get
Zuma's
into
here.
that.
If Zuma's here, he
I
would have
know,
been
right?
like,
But like,
"Yo, you hate it."
wow.
Nah, but
So yeah, I can't find Megan McDonald. So let's just pray
I
for the
think I
best.
just saw an article that says this is her first writing credit. Like this is like her first gig.
Oh, well, shout out to her.
Yeah, first. She's a real draft pick.
No pressure. We wish you the best. We hope that um we hope that your writing is good and that
Put up
you
some
know Cap
numbers, shorty.
right. I was trying to sugarcoat it as much as possible, but
Nah,
no, yeah.
that's
Just
no, but that's pressure,
like you
dude.
always say, let's just,
Just make it good,
make
man.
it good. Yeah, make it good.
Also, I think is one did One Division get pushed up or
Yes,
did
it did get pushed up
to 2020 to
to
this
this
year?
year. Yeah. I
Ah,
think it's the first Marvel MCU Disney Plus series that's coming out.
damn, it got
So,
pushed up. So then, what the hell? Like,
yeah, man, they
I don't know how to feel about that now because I kind of like how the slate was looking like at D23, like when they presented everything.
right.
I kind of like how
I could
everything
check it out
has.
right now.
Yeah, I kind of like how everything was spaced out and everything had its time to develop and all that.
Well, I mean, you out of all people should have faith in Kevin and
No,
where he
I
places things.
no, I do, but the thing is that it's still a bit weird considering like they haven't. I mean, who knows if they started filming yet or not? You know?
Yeah, no, I
Yeah, you
agree.
know what I'm saying. Like,
So
unless
yeah,
they already started filming, and I guess production is going so well that they're just like, hey, we could kind of get this done by then.
the only two to to come out this year are the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which I think that is still coming out before WandaVision because that's already started filming.
Yeah, but that's supposed to come out in the fall, unless WandaVision is
Yeah,
getting pushed
right.
back
Late
to.
2020. WandaVision's coming right before Loki because that's early 2021. What if mid 2021? Hawkeye late 2021. Oh, and the rumors that it got pushed back have been debunked. That is not true. I don't know if we mentioned that, but I'm mentioning it now. That's still good to go. Oh no, so WandaVision is filming. Both Falcon and Winter Soldier and WandaVision are
Yeah, we
filming.
know that. Yeah, Winter Soldier that's slated to come out. And then also Mandalorian season 2, guys. That's coming this year too, as according to
Yeah,
John Favreau. Yeah, yeah. So
John Fav making it happen. Um, wow. Zack Snyder just posted another photo.
oh man.
I'll get into that in a little bit. I'll get
Yeah,
into that in
yeah.
a
After
little
the
bit.
commercial break, guys, I have actually I have. I guess you could add something new. I'll talk to you off mic, and I have a topic to bring up that I read
Sure.
about earlier in the week. But
Before we go to break, can I just see if there's anything else that's worth mentioning right now?
yeah, go ahead, man. What's up?
Um, no, there is not. We'll just talk about the rest during after break.
All right, guys. All right, we back. Thank y'all for sticking by, and shout out to Anchor for continuously sponsoring us. I mean, come on, we like where else would you go
The greatest.
to start a podcast and more? So go check out Anchor at anchor.fm. And yeah, guys, we're gonna get to some Snyder news.
um, don't worry, guys. I'm reaching, but I'm reaching. But what's it called? So Snyder, he's been when he posts pictures, or at least when he's posted about the Snyder cut, it's always been in black and white. But now the last the last picture he posted, I'm sorry, it was of Jeremy Irons Alfred. It was in color.
GQ
So
Alfred.
GQ Alfred, exactly. So to me, that means Warner Brothers allowing him to color grade his movie right now. That's what it means to me. Because he had the film. It was all in black and white though. He's like, yo, I can't release this. They're like, word? He's like, yeah, let me finish this shit. Let me just finish the color grading, do a couple things. They're like, I bet. Um, but that's that's that. And also, I don't know why it came up now,
Mm-hmm.
but I guess because people just like to stir the pot. Um, there was an article that's been going around, like Shazam star Zachary Levi, Mr. Shazam himself, says that the finished Justice League Snyder cut release is not happening, right? And then like he kind of like mocked it and laughed about it. This was back in October, and people are talking about it now. I don't know why. Like I said, people just want to stir up the pot, I guess.
Yeah, slow news
And
leak.
my guy was getting like people were going off on him on Twitter, and he was kind of pressing them back. People were like, yo, your movie sucked, this and that. So don't get me wrong, like there's toxic fans in every fan base there
Yeah.
is. Like to me, obviously, you know this, our listeners know this. I'm a very firm believer in the Snyder cut. I'm not gonna take time out of my day to tweet Zachary Levi that he sucks and his movie sucked just because he said one thing about something that I like. Like, I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Zachary Levi is going by on his day, and I'm going by on mine.
Exactly.
You
Like,
know, but of course you had them diehard Snyder fans that went at him, and I saw it coming. I posted a meme on it on our Instagram page, like that shit from Rick and Morty, like ooh wee, like. But dudes was really pressing him, and he was just clapping back. He was like, "Nah, I'm not gonna take this bullshit." But it's okay, Zach. It's okay, Zachary Levi. The cut will come out. I hope you enjoy it. I hope Shazam 2 is a success. Even though I did not really enjoy the first one, I hope the second one is better. Um, so yeah, that's all I'm gonna say before I say something mean. You know, it's not no reason for me to say anything mean towards Zach and his movie.
nah, he is
And
he is he is Shazam. He's embodied the role. I respect that about
right,
him, and I also respect how himself he is about all this. I also think it's also fun that he's like, I guess, mocking it in a sense, because it's like, who cares? Like, just drop it. You know what I'm saying? Like, at least that's how I feel about it. I like that's like, this is a great segue into what I wanted to mention. Something I read online, which was a term called hype fatigue, which is what I'm feeling right now about the Snyder cut.
mm.
So
Can you
hype
explain to us,
hype
me especially, because I don't know what hype fatigue is. I have
hype
an
fatigue
idea.
is basically this kind of overbearing, overwhelming sense of like constant, oh, this dropped, oh, this got teased, oh, this got announced. And like, but there is no, it just feels like we're running in place. Like, it just feels like, yeah, like ever since Zach started posting on Vero, does it, to me, it doesn't feel like, as the days go on and as every post like he uploads, the Snyder cut doesn't really feel like it's coming out tomorrow or soon. To be
Right.
honest, like I'm kind of tired
That's
of
how
the
you're
whole.
feeling.
Yeah, that's like again. I'm looking forward to it like anybody else is. I hope it's great. I hope it's everything that it's hyped up to be. But I'm starting to get a little bit like yeah, like tired of it. Like okay, guys, we get it. You're excited for this and you want it to come out and you're campaigning for it. But it's like and it's not just for there's not just for the Snyder cut that has hype fatigue. Like there's a lot of things that get hype fatigue. And it's not just comic book films. It could be other kind of genres of films. It could be TV shows. It could be video games that get hype fatigue as well.
So kind of in the sense how I believe I talked about this on a previous episode, and I always say it to you, me with the MCU sometimes, like that kind of
Exactly.
hype
See
fatigue,
that exactly. Like where it's just like this kind of like it's just like it's
like a
kind of
like
annoying. Like
yeah.
you know what I mean? And it's fine
No,
to feel
I
like that.
understand.
Yeah.
No, it is, it is. And like what you said with the Snyder cut, yeah, I get that hype sensation. Just because I really want it to come out, and you do too. But you're like, it's a good point you made. It's just like you're gonna keep teasing us and teasing us and teasing us, and I still don't see any sign of that. It's coming. That it's gonna
Exactly.
happen. You know.
Exactly. And even though he tells people, "Oh, keep the faith," like don't worry, it's gonna happen and all that stuff. Like cool, but the thing is that I guess the whatever non-disclosure agreement that he signed with Warner
Hmm.
is kind of preventing him from speaking more on it.
Right.
Even though Jason Momoa dropped a huge bomb when he said it's amazing and all like giving all these adjectives to us, like that's great. Like it's
Right.
fine. Like I don't mind it. It's just like it's getting to a point where it's just like, all right, guys, like, and it's not even more from Zach. It's more from the fan base that is just kind of overbearing. But then at the end of the day, it doesn't matter because whether it comes out or not, it's still up in the air.
Right. So
Regardless, it's still up in the air.
in terms of what it being good.
No, in terms of it even coming out,
Oh, right.
because
So
we have yet to get any like concrete evidence of like, yeah, this is confirmed.
right. So that's what I was gonna that's what I was gonna say. I feel like it's, it doesn't necessarily have to be about this, but it's, the topic that we're discussing, the Snyder cut. Um, you're right. We don't have anything tangible to hold on to. It's just all speculation and all things that we hope are going to happen. And, Warner Brothers and Zach, there's a lot of tease going on. But like, even though I have that MCU fatigue, it's like when they announce shit, like they announce it and it's happening because they're just known for that. Like they have such a reputation. And you're right. The Snyder cut, although it does feel like it's closer and closer to coming, it's like there's no unless Warner Brothers or DC or someone officially says, Zack Snyder's Justice League is coming out, blah blah blah. Everyone's still gonna have to be speculating for a little while longer.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the hype fatigue. It's a nice, you learn something new every day.
Yeah, like I just think that it's like I'm telling you, man, like it's annoying. Like it's getting to the point where it's just like, all right, guys, like, and again, I guess I've gotten the label of DC hater or whatever, but Zach directed one of my top five. Zach has directed two of my top five favorite comic book films of all time. So
Wow.
wait,
I
wait,
know
two.
Watchmen and Men of Steel.
No.
What?
No, Watchmen and BVS.
Okay. My
So
bad.
like I just think that, he's great. I trust his vision. I trust his creativity. It's just like I just want it to just come out. That's all. I'm tired.
I'm tired.
I'm
But
tired, man. Like it's just like, come on. What's going on?
no, I get it, man. As am I, and we've been talking about this the past couple of podcasts too. And I know it could probably get repetitive, but it's something that week in and week out, something new is either dropping or something happens that makes it speculate even more. But it does seem like Warner Brothers is trying to get their shit together and trying to build a continuity.
Mm-hmm.
And it always begs the question, like, should they, or
Hmm.
should they just continue? And we talked about this before, you know, because they did Joker as a solo hit, anything they've done as a solo has prospered, at least in the
Wow, that's
last.
very true. It's either prospered or been some kind of sleeper hit. Like Man of Steel to me was a sleeper hit. Like like
Bro,
even though
Man of Steel, like when it came out, I remember people were like, it was whatever, like it was boring, it was this and that. Now, everyone loves that.
yeah.
Everyone's like, oh my God, I didn't bring this up, but I thought it was hold on, I think it was at the what was the most recent awards? The Saga Awards, right?
Well, the SAG and the Critics Choice Award were the two recent ones that
Nah,
I
I
know of.
I I think it was in the Saga one where um they they had like a heroes tribute and they played the Man of Steel theme song. They played um what's it called? What's that? Flight. And they didn't even include Man of Steel in the heroes clip. They didn't even include Cavill's Superman in that. And I was just like, "Word? Like y'all are a bunch of haters." Like, how y'all going to include the theme? How y'all use the track, but don't use a single shot from the movie?
Well, dude, that they would have had to pay for that. I think
They used Black Panther, they used Spider-Man, they used Aquaman, they used Captain Marvel. I'm literally watching it right now. They used Thor Ragnarok. They used the OG Wonder Woman, the Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman, Wolverine, Black Lightning's in there.
oh, I don't know. I think maybe it was I don't know. Whoever put that together just felt
Should
I
get
don't know.
fired. That's what should happen.
You got
Nah,
smoke
nah,
for me,
nah,
bro?
nah, nah, nah. JK, I would never wish that upon anyone. But come
I
on,
would.
dude. Like, what are you doing? Oh, that's not true. Josh Reed, I hope you never touch another DC project in your life, my man.
Oh my! All right, bro. Nah, we
Nah, nah, nah,
look. Nah,
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 nah, nah, nah.
nah,
What
nah,
you
nah,
what
nah.
you gotta say?
Nah. Let me hold my guy down real quick. I'm not here to change how you feel. I'm just here to
Right.
explain what happened, to my understanding.
I know what happened, bro. I know what happened. I just like to
You like to
poke
stir the
fun.
pot?
I like to stir the pot. But nah, I know the whole. I know, bro. Come on.
No, no, I
I'm
know,
on, I'm
but
on top of the
I don't
Snyder
think
cut.
nah. But the thing is that like there are people on Reddit and on Twitter that I've seen like legit just like throw like give it up like that, like be like yo fuck Joss and stuff. It's just like fam, hold on. Joss is the substitute teacher that didn't want to be there. He's the substitute teacher that got called in like,
that
damn,
that
I
the
gotta
class was like, oh, lit.
yeah, yeah,
The
yeah. The
class was like
class wasn't
lit.
listening, and then that's why we
Yeah,
got Justice League. Like so,
that's why we all got the attention for it.
yeah, exactly. So like guys, like hop off Joss. Like he's if anything, he's one of the people who who hold on who went against the grain with Marvel to get that Hawkeye farm scene in Age of Ultron that actually helped develop certain characters. So if it wasn't for him, the studio Marvel and I think Kevin even would have like completely 8-6 that fucking scene, that whole segment of Age of Ultron that everybody was at the farm. And I think
I
we
hear
got
it.
some dope character development and foreshadowing in that section of Age of Ultron, which is what makes it an underrated MCU film. But and that's all again, that's all Joss. That's all Joss. And again, Joss can handle big budget stuff and can handle superhero stuff. It's just imagine getting called in mid production of a film to just clean up, like just to clean up whatever, like just be like, yo, can you get us like who knows how long they gave him to develop or clean up the script and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just like I'm not. This isn't for you, JB. I'm just saying, like, this is like for
Nah, I
anybody
get it.
who doesn't understand or who hates Joss for whatever reason for Justice League and stuff. It's just like,
All
I
I'm saying is if I see him one day, like I'm not giving him a dap. You feel me? Like it'll be one of those knuckle touches. Like, yo, what's good? Yeah.
oh, like
No,
when
no,
you
no.
give him a
Copy.
pound and you keep it right there in front of
Yeah.
you, you don't
Yeah.
bring it
Right.
in.
Right. Right. It's like oh, my fault, bro. I just washed my hands, or my hands are wet. Like, one of those.
He'd be like,
Like you're not
your
really
hands are
trying to
dry,
dap him
man.
up. It's like, oh, yeah, shit happens. um, but not, man. I think in terms of news or in terms of things that have dropped recently, I think we pretty much got everything covered. Um, what I want to talk on just briefly is something a little bit more broader, something a little bit more grander
Yeah,
than
let's
just
go.
comics.
Let's do it.
Um, you know what I'm bringing up?
No.
Oh, but you're gonna love it though. It's your Super Bowl Best Picture Oscar
Oh
nominations of
yeah.
2020.
Yeah, we briefly
So
went over it last podcast. Go check that out, episode 40.
right,
And shout out to our
but
boy Real World the Flash.
right, my guy. But what I was gonna say is, yeah, like at the end of each episode now, I kind of want to, especially if it's not one specific topic, because this show that we just did, we were just spitballing whatever. So why not continue just spitballing? Let's just talk about Oscar nominations, and I'm
Yeah.
sure a lot of people would love to hear. The Oscars will be live on Sunday, February 9th, which is also the same weekend Birds of Prey comes out.
Yeah,
So
so
we'll be
yeah,
doing a ooh, that could
we're
be a
gonna
fun
be
podcast.
yeah, we're gonna be pretty busy that night.
Yeah.
We're gonna be pretty busy that night.
But so we're gonna try our best, guys, and we want you to continue, commenting and DMing us different podcast topics. We don't want to just stick talking about comics. I mean, we don't mind it at all. We love it. And I'm sure you guys do too. But if there's any other topics you guys want us to discuss, we're more than happy to do it as long as we are cursed with knowledge on it. Because they'll tell us to talk about something, and we're just like, oh yeah, we have no idea what that is. So
And actually, nah,
uh-huh,
we it's fine if we even if we aren't cursed with knowledge on it. I think
that's
like
even better.
yeah, I think it's even better because it's just like
Because
just spitballing if anything.
yeah, man. But so yeah, I just want to end this one talking about the nominees for Best Picture, because it was pretty dope. Yeah, I have a chat with some of my coworkers, and I didn't realize they were all movie heads too,
Yeah,
and I was like, dope, because I heard Parasite, which is one of the nominated films, was absolutely amazing.
yeah, I heard so too. I've
I
heard a lot of good things about Parasite. I would want to check it out, but there aren't any theaters near me that's playing it. And that's an issue I have with movie theaters.
right.
That like you like I mean it's kind of a geographical problem because considering that we from
Mhm.
NYC, that there's like only select few theaters at least that's near me to my convenience that show certain indie films or foreign films, so you really
Right.
gotta like look for it.
Mhm.
And I
No,
think I missed my
understandable.
yeah I think I missed my mark on that, but I'll definitely be sure to, because almost every Oscar film I kind of like to check out either before or after the awards. So
Same.
yeah,
Like last time around when I was looking at the nominations, I was like, I have not watched any of these movies, or not even that. I don't know any of these movies really. But this year, I know every single movie on there, which is amazing.
ooh,
And
cursed with knowledge a
I
lot,
know.
damn dude.
So Ford versus Ferrari, that's
Ooh,
one.
I want to check that out, man.
I do
Fuck,
too,
I missed that one.
because I'm Batman is in it. Christian Bale is in it. Matt Damon is in it, who is best friends with the other Batman, Ben Affleck. And also a cool story, a true story about Ford and Ferrari. So I'm in it. I still have yet to see
Wait, you're in
uh
it?
You know what I mean. I'm in there. I'm in there like swimwear.
Oh, I
Uh,
thought you was gonna.
like I pulled the Magneto.
Yeah,
I
I
was
thought
in
you
the
was
post
gonna
credit
give us a
scene.
competition for the
Word.
2021 Oscars. Cause we gotta give a shout out to. Wait, let me give a round of applause. That our boy Magneto also received the Oscar nomination for Extra of the Year for 2019.
um,
He's up against some steady competition. So
right.
let's see if he pulls through.
um, so I still have yet to see The Irishman, which is obviously available to
Oh,
me
wait,
on
let
Netflix.
me tell you how I feel about that.
Uh-oh.
Because I actually was able to check it out, considering that I'm injured. I've been home. I've been just playing Need for Speed and watching films and on
Uh-huh.
YouTube and all that. And I saw The Irishman. I actually watched it by mistake. Like so,
What does that mean?
yeah. Let me put you on.
Elaborate.
So I have Apple TV, right? So I turned it on without turning my TV on first. So like I just pressed the button like to select stuff or whatever. So like I was
Mhm.
just pressing like I was just clicking it, and I think it opened up Netflix because I had Netflix opened or I was on the Netflix app before I
Right.
turned it off the night prior, and I was
Mhm.
just turning it on. And I guess the movie just started playing. So like when I turned it on, I'm like, "Ooh, this is a nice shot. Like, what is this?" And then I saw that was the Irishman, so I just like got comfortable. I was like, "All right, it's 3 hours and 29 minutes. So let me let, let me get comfortable with this." And to be honest, it's good. It's a solid film. Like technical, like in a technical aspect, like it's
Mhm.
cool. Like it's shot really well. The colors are amazing. The color palette is great. Like shout out to cinematographer for that. I don't know who you are. Shout out to Martin Scorsese. Like, come on, bro. He's a master. Like, he's a master at the shit. But I'm tired. You know why? Because like I think he is the only one keeping this mob genre alive. Like, it's not necessarily.
Scorsese, we're
Yeah.
tired. This isn't cinema,
Nah, 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 nah,
bro.
nah, nah.
This
It's not all right. It is not per se a mafia movie. It
Right.
has to do with like Jimmy Hoffa, who was the president of a union back in the 60s or 70s, whatever.
Right.
The acting in it was what stood out for me. So Robert
I
De Niro,
mean,
Joe
you
Pesci,
know,
and Al Pacino,
come
like,
on.
dude,
That's a lineup.
these are number one draft picks from their time, dude.
Yeah,
From
100%.
different years, like from different generations and stuff. So I was just I appreciate like being young enough to experience it and also old enough to understand it.
Right.
So I appreciated the film. Like it was cool. Like it wasn't like I'm not following the hype. I'm not one to dive into the hype and all that, but it was cool. Like it was good. Like it was good. It wasn't like I don't know if it should win Best Picture,
It won't.
but it is good. And
I still haven't seen it and it won't. But you know what I love? I love that a movie like The Joker is in there just because of this. Just because he was talking all that shit. Martin Scorsese was talking all that shit about superhero films
but he
and
was
comic
talking
book
about
films.
Marvel films though. He was like I don't think he was
Nah,
taking shots at DC.
he said nah, he went out on an interview after with Todd Phillips there. Like they were it was like a director's like round circle.
Oh yeah, I still gotta check that
And
out.
yeah, and he was like, "Oh, I didn't even know Marvel. I was just talking about superhero movies in general." Which I feel like he's playing it off like, "You know Marvel, dude. Like stop. Who you kidding?" But either way, shout out Todd Phillips, shout out Joaquin. That's in the nominations. So I wanna, you know what? Why I also brought up the Oscar nominations and having Joker in there. I think it goes back to your hype fatigue that you were talking about.
What's up?
Because I look back at now at some of the comments people were making about Joker, and people are low key throwing shade at it. like, oh, a movie actually wasn't like really that good. Like, I'm like, what?
Oh,
I'm like,
please. Oh my
right. But
god,
when it
dude.
came out and when the stairs and like everyone was like having a blast, right? But then of course, because a couple months pass, now it's just like, oh, you know what? Now that I think about it, it's not that good. Well, you know what? It's fine. If you think that now, you already gave in towards the $1 billion that it made. So
Exactly.
congratulations, you played yourself.
Yeah, but the thing is
Um,
that I don't think like Joker is one of those films that doesn't. I don't think it should warrant hype fatigue. Like all the Avengers stuff. Okay, I get it. Like you could get hype fatigue off of that, but the Joker really, it's the
Yeah, dude.
Joker
I don't
was.
I don't even see it as a I mean, it's based off a comic book character, but I don't see it as a comic book movie. I see it more of a story
That shit is
about
a character study, man. That shit is like
yeah,
that shit is for film school dudes to
to
understand.
dive in, dive
Yo,
deep, my
listen,
friends.
listen. That
Ooh, I'm
on a
about to
technical level,
dive.
that shit should win picture of the year off of a technical
Of a
level
of a
alone.
technicality.
No, not technicality, off a technical level. Like for because like the color grading in that dude, like the director of photography. Damn, what's his name? I'm gonna look him up because I'm gonna say his name because I just watched a YouTube
Gotta
video
shout him
about him.
out.
Yeah.
But so while you looking that up, another movie I did watch that's nominated is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I know you are a Quentin Tarantino, guy. I did enjoy it 100% because how can you not enjoy a movie with Brad Pitt, Leonardo DiCaprio, and Margot Robbie? My thing about it was the ending was phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
The build up to the ending was a little dragged.
Okay.
I kind of just felt like we were in this story about Cliff Booth, which I'm sorry, not Cliff, about Rick Dalton,
Yeah, Rick Dalton. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
obviously again, with the type of actors that you have in this movie, they're going to kill their roles regardless.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They smoked
So
it.
that's why like you're still sitting there, you're enjoying it because they're just killing their roles.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of which, Tarantino is actually making a show off of Rick Dalton's like that show that he had in the
Yeah,
movie.
Bounty Law. Yeah,
Yeah,
like.
he's
But the thing is that I'm glad you brought that up because I could clear that up for anybody who's a Tarantino fan out there.
mhm.
So I mean, I don't know if I mentioned this in the podcast before, but like I'm Tarantino all the way. Like he's on my Mount Rushmore. Like him, Nolan, Guillermo del Toro,
Wow, he's coming out
Christopher
with something
Nolan.
new soon too.
Yeah, like all these guys are like are
My son Nolan is so good, you named him twice. You said Christopher Nolan, Guillermo del Toro, Christopher Nolan.
But yeah, like these are some of my favorite guys and but Tarantino is like one of those directors that I'm just like, yo, like I eat up anything he puts out. But Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is something that is kind of aging pretty well with me because I've seen it 3 times already
Jesus.
and it came out like in August. I
Mhm.
saw it like because it came out on Blu-ray and I pre-ordered it along with Joker. And
All right, yeah.
wait, well, sidebar. Shout out to Lawrence Sher. You were the cinematographer for or director of
Joker.
photography for Joker, bro. Like amazing. Thank you for that. He also worked on all three Hangovers,
Oh,
which
so him and Todd Phillips have worked
yeah, that's
together
his
for
guy. Yeah, that's his
yeah.
guy. Like the 1-2 punch, like
Maybe they
Christopher
should do more
Nolan
movies
and
together.
yeah, Christopher Nolan, Wally Pfister and stuff like that's great. That's great.
Wow, I feel like watching The Hangover now.
Yeah, like and it kind of like he legit made me go. You know what? Maybe Hangover 2 and 3 weren't that bad. Like,
Hey, 2 wasn't that bad.
no,
You're
it
right.
wasn't. I
3 was
enjoyed
oof.
2. I just thought 3 was just like an action movie. I was just like, what is this? What's going on
Honestly
here?
though, 1 was yeah, that's not touching 1. 1 is
Yeah,
so good.
one is in my like top comedies ever. But yeah, like Tarantino, his films are like they're very niche. Like he is not like he is like one of those rebel directors that does not give a fuck how you feel about anything that he's making. Like he's gonna like basically all his films make a statement. There's
Mhm.
something behind it, and like I feel like people have bashed it pretty badly. Like again, the overall reviews are pretty good, but some of my friends, including like you, have mentioned like, yo, it kind of drags a bit. Like, why did it take so long to lead up to that point? And Fortunately,
Right.
I'm cursed with knowledge in the Tarantino
Yes.
verse, and
Release the Tarantino cut.
no, all his films are his cut. None of his films are like, oh, like yeah, he has deleted scenes and stuff, like, but like that's all him. Like he writes
I
and
get
directs
it.
almost everything that he does. Like so he's like LeBron when it comes to his movies, bro. Like he triple doubles like all day. He's putting up numbers, but
All right, so hit me with it. So
okay,
why
so
was it the way it
all
was?
right, so Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was one of those films that is just like this is a super meta movie about movies. Like
Right.
to put it straight, like it's basically about the golden age of Hollywood meeting the new age. The
No, I get
golden
it.
Yeah, the golden age of Hollywood being the westerns and all these like, these cheesy like action flicks and stuff that Rick Dalton represents, and then Sharon Tate, who was a real actress back in the day,
Right.
played
That's
by
why
Margot
when
Robbie,
if
represents the new wave of Hollywood, like the new sexy, raunchy, provocative, very fun and gleeful kind of style of a funky Foxy Cleopatra films that came out back in the day. And people say, "Oh, Margot Robbie's talent was wasted in the film," and I completely disagree with that because there's a like Tarantino is just like um is one of those directors that puts something in the film and it means something. There's nothing in there for no reason.
Mhm.
Nothing in there is by mistake. So Sharon Tate being in that film was necessary because it's basically about everything leading up to the night that she died in real life. But in Tarantino's version of this, she actually lives.
spoilers for whoever hasn't seen it.
And if you haven't, that's on you. I don't care. The,
That's why it was so that's why the ending I felt was so good because it was so surprising.
yeah,
Because to me, it made so much sense with the actual title of the movie, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Usually when you
exactly.
hear Once Upon a Time, it's like it's gonna end in a happy ending. And that's what
Exactly.
happened. And I was
Exactly.
just like, what? And for those that don't know, please read. I mean, I absolutely love I know this sounds fucking crazy, but I love mysteries and like murders. Like I'm not a murderer, guys. I swear to God.
Yo,
I mean,
hold
I'm
on.
meaning
I got a new sound on the soundboard for this.
I love those types of shows that talk about real life, like as sad as it is, like something like Mindhunters, for example. I
Oh
don't know
yeah,
if you've ever seen
Mindhunter. Yeah, yeah,
Mindhunters,
yeah, yeah. So you like
which
crime dramas. You like that shit.
yo,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
absolutely love it. And the whole Sharon Tate and the Manson family, like that to me is so fascinating. It's sad, but it's fascinating. I love studying it, I love reading it, and I love watching it. Again, apologies because they're tragic events, they're tragic real life events,
Yeah.
and I do feel like some directors and some creators do such a phenomenal job of bringing that to life, to the point where I'm sure obviously I'm not the only one that feels the same. And speaking of which, speaking of Mindhunters, the the actors were released of their contracts and the show might not get renewed. So I am very pissed about that. I am very upset because that is a phenomenal show. If you don't watch it, it's on Netflix. There's 2 seasons, phenomenal.
Yeah,
If
and it's
to add
executive produced and directed by David Fincher, by the way, which is another one on my Mount Rushmore of
that
directors.
that and but yes, but he is the reason why it might not get renewed because he is busy doing other shit, which I can understand because he is very well known.
Yep.
But nonetheless, I'm gonna say if you're not into just shows that make you think, this is not for you. But if you're into that kind of shit, then yeah, because this is how a certain unit in the FBI became what it is today.
Yeah, it's basically about how
Um,
serial killers came, like the term serial killer came to be, and that's a
right?
great. Again, I'm glad you went off on that like short tangent because it still has to do with Once Upon a Time in Hollywood because
Yeah.
Charles Manson. is basically the culprit of the climax of the film. So
Yeah.
yeah, like everything leading up to Sharon Tate's unfortunate demise,
Hmm.
and it just sucks. Like these like Charles Manson, if you don't know, for those who aren't cursed with knowledge and just like I guess crime stories, Charles Manson was this Nazi drug dealer, no drug dealer, cult leader. This
He probably
Nazi,
was a
yeah,
a drug lord too.
this Nazi cult leader who was a just a piece of shit, and he had like he never directly killed anyone. He was just the basically the delegator who delegated all these murders, who told people like, yo, kill the rich, like start a race war, like kill these people and blame it on, colored people and all that. So basically what you see in the film is, yeah, like you get hints of it leading up to um the last 15 minutes of the film where these hippies like what Rick Dalton said, these fucking hippies like get the fuck off my driveway and all that stuff. He starts flipping out and all that. Like and it and
Fucking blender of margarita in his hand while he's doing it.
and
Amazing.
what's cool about that is that we see in Rick Dalton a failing Hollywood actor who was on the pitfall of his career. Like he is on the downside, which is why Al Pacino's role in the film was important because he again, like Tarantino puts this dialogue and these characters in there for a reason.
Hmm.
So 10 minutes into the movie and you're like, "Oh shit, okay. I got it right away." I'm like, "All right, so Brad Pitt is in a really bad spot and he's just been known for playing the bad guy. He's only played the good guy, Jake Cahill in Bounty Law. And after that, he's just played the heavy, aka the bad guy in every show or movie he's been in.
Right.
And like Al Pacino says, like down goes your career. You're just getting your ass kicked every week, and people just know you for getting your ass kicked.
Right.
So he's like, that's his plot line of the film. And then at the end, he gets his redemption by actually doing his own stunt once again and using the torch and clapping Shorty in the pool, and then living to tell him and
That
living
shit was a
to
parody, dude.
yeah, it was. Again, it was. I'm gonna explain that too, but like him doing that was also like a W for him. Like he felt great about that. He's like, you know what? Yeah, I fucking torched her. Like, yeah, like I did that. Like I still have that. I still have that torch that I used in the Fist of McCluskey, whatever that movie's called that he starred in.
Right.
And the guy complimented him about it. He's like, oh shit, like I love that movie. And then like again, he starts realizing like people actually really do fuck with him.
Right.
So that makes him feel good. So that plot line ends with him actually being introduced to Sharon Tate, who was pregnant and alive in the Tarantino verse,
And happily ever after.
and happily ever after. And then now Brad Pitt's character is the stuntman, who the stuntman in Hollywood is basically a real life superhero. He takes all the hits.
Right.
He's the most underappreciated person on the set. You know what I'm saying? Like in terms of
Yeah.
acting, and he gets his just due as well. Like he's here being Rick Dalton's fucking gopher, like he says. Like I'm your driver. Like I just drive you around, but like we've been hanging out so long that I appreciate it. Like I'm just along for the ride, man. Like whatever you do, I'm here to support you. Even in the end when he tells him like, yo, like I can't afford you anymore. Like I got a wife now. Like I gotta take care of her and all this stuff. Like I'm not really getting gigs anymore. And even still, Brad Pitt is like, yo, it's all good. Like he's in his own bubble. He's in his own world. Like no matter
That's
what,
his
I'm gonna be
guy,
chilling.
yo.
Like
That's my guy.
exactly. Like he's a great friend. So Brad Pitt also, again, like the relationship with his dog Brandy, again, also noted right there in early on in the movie, where you're just like, all right, where is this going? Like, why are they showing his dog? Like, what's the importance of all this? It all comes back in the end, bro. Like, and him even making Bruce Lee look like a whole dickhead, bro. You know what I'm saying? Again, like just taking that kind of mythical, like he's like Tarantino made Cliff Booth seem like this kind of mythical stuntman. Like, yo, you heard he killed his wife on a boat. Like, yo, like he was that guy who fucking put Bruce
He
Lee
was
through a car
mysterious.
door. Like,
He
yeah,
was
like he was like
mysterious.
this. He was just this cool badass that is just like, yo, what the fuck? So that all came together in the end, and obviously Sharon Tate's fate is nice and sealed and with a bow on top. So the movie is basically meta. It's just a meta representation of what Hollywood is and was. And I think that people just got to give it another shot if you don't understand it. And if you
Right.
just straight up didn't like it, it's fine too. Like it's just
Go hug your mom,
yeah, go hug your mom. But and the
guys.
violence in the end was again meta
Meta,
because
yeah.
we
It
go
was
to
like a
these
comedy.
movies exactly. We go to these movies to be entertained, and Tarantino has always been very headstrong about violence in his films. He's like, fam, like I do it because I like it, because it's fun, because people when they watch my movies they enjoy it. Like Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction, Jackie Brown, Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2, Django Unchained, Inglorious Bastards, Hateful Eight.
And
I just named all his movies and Death Proof. All of these have a moment or moments of hyper violence, of ultra violence that are just over the top, blood spurting everywhere. And I've had a blast every single moment of it.
that's a good topic that maybe we could talk about on another episode. Movies, like just in general, because there's sometimes, people might go into watch a movie, like let's say like the Joker, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they say they don't like it because, and then you ask, give me a reason why you didn't like the movie. And it's like, oh, it was too real. Sometimes people go to the movies because they want to escape real life. And I feel like that's what Tarantino did with this movie. Sometimes you go because you wanna not live in a fantasy, but for the next 2 to 3 hours, you kinda just wanna forget about all your problems, like,
Exactly.
that you have, and you wanna be, like you said, entertained. And nonetheless, no matter if the story, stuck well with some people or not, it was an entertaining ass movie. You have big stars and you're in Hollywood, so, you know, you already have that visual that you're in Hollywood, you're with these guys, you're with Brad Pitt in the car, let's go for a ride, 2 to 3 hours of a just fun movie,
Mm-hmm.
So that's why depending on who you ask, and that's why I kinda wanna talk about this further in another episode is, yeah, like, can so, because me personally, if I like the movie, I like it. It doesn't matter if it made me feel too real, doesn't matter if it made me go into like a fantasy world, but it varies between people. Some people just strictly like, I like real shit. I want to see real world stuff. I don't want to see like explosions here. I don't want to see this or that. And some people are the complete opposite. They're like, hey, I want to go to a movie, have a good laugh, have a good time, forget about all the real world problems. And that's the beauty of cinema is you can do whatever. So, guys, thank you for listening to our breakdown of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. We
And
will now
I took
break
it easy
down
there. I took it
we'll
easy there
we'll
too.
break down Little Women now. Another Oscar nominated movie. No, I'm just joking, but yeah, so just to briefly, we have Marriage Story and Jojo Rabbit,
Oh,
which
I
are
started.
two
Yeah,
movies
Marriage Story. I got like
that's
10 minutes into it, and I had to go home, so like I couldn't
right.
finish watching it. But
It's two movies that Scarlett Johansson is in. So congrats to her.
yeah,
She
so
is
shout out to ScarJo. Let me give you a round of applause there.
yeah,
ScarJo been putting in work, bro.
right. And
She's
Marriage
also an
Story,
underrated actress, by the way. I don't.
she is.
I think that people like give her like a lot of shit for the roles that she's taken or the roles that she stepped away from for scrutiny or whatever. Like, I mean, she's
Right.
kind of buns for that, but whatever is fine. I still love you, ScarJo. But
Adam Driver, aka
Kylo
Ben Solo,
Ren.
is in Marriage Story as well. It's on Netflix for anyone interested in watching.
It's basically a what if.
Right. Yep.
If Black Widow and Ben Solo were married.
Yeah. And Jojo Rabbit has Taika Waititi. So another what if, Black Widow and Korg, if they met.
Yeah, you hear that Zoom? Taika Waititi is nominated for Oscars. So hold that.
We mentioned Little Women. So all these movies I still need to watch, and 1917, which I heard was also
Ooh, I want to
tremendous,
see that. That looks
and
crazy.
Parasite. So I do believe I will watch all of them before February 9th, so I can have an
You
accurate.
dead ass?
Hell yeah,
Nah, I'm gonna see. I have no excuse to not see anything there.
bro. I'm not gonna say how I can watch them,
Yeah, of course not, cause that's none of my business, bro. That's
It's
none
none
of
of your
anybody's
business.
business. Exactly.
None of the listeners' business.
Exactly. Don't worry about how we
But
see it.
guys, you know what is your business? I want every single one of you that listens to DM us on Instagram at Comic Gods with a Z. DM us or comment wherever you find plausible, wherever you find you can. Comment topics that you want to hear us talk about. Like Ariel said, like Ozymandias said, it don't matter what it's about. We'll try to bring it up. We'll try to talk about it. I tried this new thing here today where we talked about these best pictures and I had a blast. I completely forgot we were recording. I thought Ariel was just spitting facts at me and I was so entertained. So I can't imagine why you wouldn't be entertained as well. So please DM us, message us, comment on our post what you would like us to talk about. We have a couple of good things. We have a couple of things coming up like Birds of Prey, the Oscars. We should do one for the Oscars.
No, that ass. Like I'm actually really down to kick it. Like I mean, I don't know if y'all down to get on a call or whatever, but I'm with it to get on a call after the Oscars or during the show, like to do a live kind of podcast. I'm with it, bro.
Ooh.
Not all
I'm
right.
with that.
Actually, wait. That might. I don't know if we might get copyrighted for that or anything, but I don't know.
No, we just we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. But
But
yeah, guys, look forward to our like. We obviously gonna be back next week because
right,
consistency.
once a week now, guys. We still don't have a particular date in the week. It could be a Saturday, it could be a Tuesday, it could be whenever.
Yeah.
But it's on a weekly drop now. 2020, we coming in hot. We coming for all y'all tops real quick. All of y'all comic book podcasters. Y'all ain't got shit on us.
Yeah, look at
Nah,
that. I'm dropping a bomb on that. Throwing
I'm just
shots
joking,
again.
y'all. I'm just joking. If y'all want to come join us, you're more than welcome. But you have to be a villain. You can't be a good guy. All right. But thank you all for listening once again. And make sure to follow and subscribe.
Yep. And once again, shout out to Tarantino.